Hello YouTube, so I need to make a video about Trisha Paytas' Fat Chicks video as well as Freelee's response to that. Now when I first watched this video, I watched Trisha's video first and then I watched Freelee's. And like at first when watching Trisha's video, I was kind of like upset at this because like she's like promoting fat people's bodies but also like skinny shaming these women. I made a list of points that I want to make in this video because when I first watched Freelee's video, I was absolutely outraged at a lot of the things that she said, and I was like very angry and just like going crazy. So I'm calm now. I have a list of points that I'm ready to make, and let's get started. Okay, so my first one that I want to make is how like Freelee's always talking about, or in the video she's talking about how like you have to feel bad about yourself in order to want to change, and you have to use pain as your motivator to change. And that's definitely not true at all. There's lots of different reasons that could make people change, whether change be like changing to a vegan diet or just changing to exercising more and trying to eat healthier, even on a non-vegan diet. You know, there's lots of different reasons why people would choose to change, and I don't think it's fair for her to say that pain is the only thing or the real thing that's going to make you change, because that's not true at all, and that's not fair to people who, you know, don't use pain as their motivator, which I don't think is okay at all. And basically, yeah, so being like fed up is not what's going to equal change, but your actions do equal change. And so I feel that like once you kind of make the emotional connection with like your current state, if your current state is being fat, you know, once you kind of come to the realization that maybe you don't want to be fat anymore, then that's gonna what's gonna make you want to change. But not being like, oh, I hate myself so much, I need to change. Like that's not a positive way to want to change, and that's not gonna lead you to a positive path on your journey or on your change, and it's just not going to set a positive tone for your changes. And that's what we're really looking for here is, you know, just positivity in life and in everything you do and in your lifestyle is just positivity. And, you know, being fed up with yourself and doing that as like the basis for your change in life is not what's going to set a positive attitude or a positive tone. Freelee also talks about how like Trisha's wearing like a waist cinch like thing, like a corset thing, which is like I don't get why Freelee cares about this, because first of all, it's like none of her business. Like however Trish wants to look, she can look. Like she's still a fat chick, and she's still like, we can still tell that she's a fat chick whether or not she's wearing a waist cinch, and maybe she just likes looking like that. You know, it's like basically none of her business and none of her reason to question why Trish would be wearing a waist cinch, because it's Trish's decision, and like if that's how she wants to look, then she gets to look like that, and like nobody can tell her differently. Yeah, so there's lots of reasons why people are fat, whether they're vegan or not, you know, and I think Freelee just focuses on the people that are like doing it as like their own decision and like an outcome of their decisions, but that's not true at all. There's lots of different medications that people can be on that make you gain weight, eating disorders, you know, mental disorders. Like, don't come at me and tell me that emotional eating is not a thing, because it definitely is. And just like, I also just want to say that Freelee does not know what it's like to be a fat person. She might know what it's like to be overweight and to have like systemic candida and weight issues and what else? She says skin problems, you know, so she might know what it's like to be overweight, but she definitely doesn't know what it's like to be a fat person in society, because there's a difference between being overweight and being a fat person. Because a lot of times when you are a fat person or you're obese or overweight and like you're visibly fat and like everyone around you can tell that you're fat, it basically defines you as a person. As a woman, it might define you, and like you don't have to let it define you, but I know that, and everyone else knows that when people are looking at you, they see fat. They're not going to see, you know, the beautiful, wonderful, like outgoing and passionate whatever woman that you are. They're first going to see that you're fat, and that's just how life is. But it's like Freelee's never going to know that. She's never going to know what it's like to look in the media and only see that skinny girls are promoted, and look around at the other girls at her school or her work or in public and just see all the other skinny girls and feel bad about yourself for not being that skinny. Freelee's never going to know what that's like because she's going to be skinny for the rest of her life. But she's never going to know what it's like to be a fat person in society. And this, like, upsets me a lot that Freelee can go and, like, accuse other women of, like, not being motivated enough to change their lives, not being in enough pain to want to change their lives, because that's just stupid. Like, there's no reason for her to be going about saying that these other women are not good enough because they're fat. And it makes me think back to, like, my days in elementary school and middle school, because, like, I've always been overweight, and it's not something I think I've let define me, but it's something that's shaped my life a lot, and it's shaped how I view myself and how I view other women and just the world around me in general. And I have this, like, one memory back in elementary school of, like, when I was, like, sitting at a table with these girls, and they would just be like, "Oh, you're not fat, you're TAF, T-A-F." And it was basically like them calling me fat, but then, like, taking it back, but I'm still fat, so they're still going to call me fat. And it just, like, she's never going to know the emotional aspects of being a fat person in society. So basically the point of this video is Freelee is incredibly ignorant, and to anyone who's hating on Trisha Paytas for this video, just stop. Just stop, because this video is not about you. It's not about skinny people. This video is about fat chicks and supporting fat chicks and wanting fat chicks to realize how beautiful they really are, and that their fatness does not have to define them as women or as human beings. And this is, like, the whole point of all of this, and basically hating on other women for being fat is not what's going to spread the vegan message. It's not the vegan message at all. It's the opposite of the vegan message. So just stop hating on fat women and realize that we have our own struggles as fat people in society, and it's hard enough to get through the day-to-day without, other people on the internet harassing us because we're fat. I believe